Now, I've been very excited to bring you guys this review ever since someone left a comment on this video asking about a more affordable true GMT movement like the Miyota 9075. So what did I do? I started looking into it and I spent my own hard-earned money and found possibly what I feel is the best affordable true GMT alternative in the Explorer realm to the Rolex Explorer 2. And that is going to be the Nezumi Stockholm Aviera GMT. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chase, and this is all things random, mostly watch reviews with some random stuff sprinkled in between. I got a lot of stuff here on the desk to review, so do me a favor. If you're here and you like the content, hit the subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, but it really does help the channel, and it really does help get more watches into the channel so that I can review and then bring to you. With all that said, why am I so excited about this watch? Well, I've been looking for that true, affordable Explorer 2 alternative to, of course, my Rolex Explorer 2 Polar Dial that I will feature more on the channel coming up here in the future. I was very impressed with the Monterey Watch Company Basecamp GMT, but it uses an NH34 GMT movement, which is a slave hand as opposed to a standard GMT. So I wanted to give you guys a actual comparable affordable watch for the Rolex Explorer 2, which is this one. So let's just get right into the details. First of all, the packaging on this watch seems premium. It seems well made and was a pleasing experience to unbox. The watch is very well placed on the pad, and one of the things that I found surprising was the fact that the watch was almost perfectly sized for my wrist. The extra links were separated and wrapped, and the watch needed only slight micro adjustments. Now, of course, Nezumi had no idea I, a watch reviewer, was going to order this watch because I spent my own hard-earned money and ordered this watch like any customer. What I think they did was just size it to an average wrist size, the average watch wearer, so it just makes it easier to wear the watch immediately. And I say that because I'd say generally the average wrist is between 6 3/4 and 7.5, and that's kind of what this is, that sweet spot where all you need is that micro adjustment and you can toss it on the wrist. And that's exactly what I did. I was immediately able to bring it out of the package, use a paper clip that I had on the fly because I've been wearing this for a few weeks now because I just could not wear it and wait for the review. And I used a paper clip and I was able to micro adjustment, and suddenly it's on my wrist and I'm raring to go. Now, if your wrist is above 7.5 or below 6 3/4, you're going to have to take off links or add links that they added. But I just think that this was a more pleasing introduction to their watch, and it just made it much more fun and easy to wear. Assembled in Germany, the Aviera GMT features a 40mm brushed case, 316L stainless steel, fixed 24-hour bezel, and it is, of course, powered by that Miyota 9075 automatic GMT movement, ticking at 28,800 vibrations an hour. More about that in a moment. The case is beautifully designed with sweeping lugs, a brushed case, again at 40mm, with a very domed crystal. Now, I love a domed crystal out in the field, and this does have AR coating, but in the studio, it makes it extremely hard to film. The thickness of this watch is 13.5mm. Of course, that is with that double domed sapphire crystal. The lug to lug is 47mm. To me, a sweet spot on most wrists. And the lug width of this is going to be 20mm, so you know I'm going to try a premium chase strap at the very end. That being said, it's offered in both an alternative strap like a rubber strap or a leather strap, but personally I would choose this on the bracelet, which is going to be slightly more expensive. With the multi-linked Jubilee style bracelet, this makes for one of the most comfortable bracelets. Sadly, it goes down to a pressed clasp. This would be the first con of the watch to list. Several points of micro adjustment on the fold over clasp, and again, it is a pressed fold over clasp. But the overall wearing experience is extremely comfortable. You're never going to find a more comfortable watch bracelet than something like a Jubilee. It conforms around the wrist with no issues at all. This watch is offered in 2 dials, the blue and black, so of course I chose that classic black dial. On the dial, you see they have syringe hands with, of course, an open GMT hand, which I think looks spectacular, making it very legible and very easy to read time on the fly. Like the Rolex Explorer 2, this is a true GMT with that Miyota 9075, 42 hours of power reserve, and again, that second hand is ticking at 8 ticks a second. It is a high beat rate movement at 28,800 vibrations an hour. A fixed 24-hour bezel, brushed and done nearly perfectly. Deep numerals cut and perfectly filled with black paint harkens back to the original design of the Explorer 2. Now, there's not a whole lot of negative things to be said about this watch. I love the fact that it's assembled in Germany. I love the history behind it. It's only been around since 2011, but they have designed their watches to stand on their own, and they do have quite a line of watches, and these are not cheap. This came in at I think about $650 with the bracelet. That being said, I think it's worth every penny. And I say that because I compared it to being more comparable to the Rolex Explorer 2, which you're gonna find for over $9,000 at this point. And that is a true GMT, so I wanted to compare it to a more affordable true GMT like this. This, of course, is not the polar dial, it's the black dial, but that's okay. It really gives a great vintage aesthetic, especially with the type of creamed lume that you see on the dial. It does have a screw down crown, 200 meters of water resistance, so this is going to be the perfect everyday exploring watch for any situation. If you needed to scuba dive down to the depth of a safe PADI certified scuba diver, you'd be just fine. If you needed to go spelunking in the deep depths of the dark caves, this offers all the toughness that you'd find in a Rolex Explorer 2, except at a tenth of the price. Less than a tenth of the price. Now, as this Jubilee style bracelet is so comfortable, I'm gonna have to change it on one of my newest premium straps from Chase Straps. Now, this is gonna be an Italian Pueblo style leather, and this is the highest quality leather that I'm offering on this channel. Now, this watch strap is not available yet. It will be available on December 1st, and these are in very limited qualities. There's only 2 kinds, and this is going to be the light brown, then there's also going to be a red. But I wanted to toss it on this watch because I feel like it just gave it a much better presentation. One of the things that I do love that Nezumi did was they placed quick release spring bars on the bracelet, which any watch enthusiast is going to absolutely love because it just makes changing the strap into either a NATO strap or onto a leather strap like this. It just makes it changing the bracelet, taking it off a lot easier, especially on the fly. Now, here it is on that Italian Pueblo leather strap. You can see that it just dresses it down a little bit more, gives it more of a vintage vibe and aesthetic, especially again with that creamed lume, black dial. I just love the look of this entire thing. It screams class to me, and I will probably never get rid of this watch. Now, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this watch. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's the most affordable true GMT on the market? What do you think it harkens back to? Do you think it gives its due diligence to homaging the original Rolex Explorer 2 and then creating its own style and aesthetic? I really do want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. Now, we are nearing December and the holidays are right around the corner. Perhaps this is a great gift for a watch lover of yours out there. Well, I have other ideas coming in the future because of the holidays. I'll be releasing a lot more videos until the end of the year. I'm trying to do at least a video every 2 to 3 days, which is different from the video once every 5 days, maybe once every week. And I'm going to be trying to do shorts in between. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Again, it's free. Hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.